Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Sadie and you have found my Flosstube. So, how are you guys? I am cold, I'm chilly. Nothing wrong with the heat in the house, but it's just got a little cold, so I felt like I wanted to wear a onesie, hence the pajama you guys see me in. It's Friday night. Thankfully, it's the weekend. I have been looking forward to the weekend since Wednesday, so here we are. I was a little late with getting the video out. Normally I like to get the videos out Wednesday. I think they're going to be switched to Thursdays or Fridays because Wednesdays seem to be a very common day for my LNS to have like stitch and sips in the evening time, and also for the Queen City Stitch Retreat, they like to have some Zoom meetings and they happen at nighttime as well on Wednesdays. So I think my videos are now going to be coming out either Thursdays or Fridays. So we'll go from there. This is the first like regular Flosstube for the year, and we've got a few things. I'm excited about it. We have an FFO and we've got whips. I've been pretty much following, and I'll put it right here, the monthly plan that I started, and I am feeling good about it because it is allowing me to have that dedicated time to a couple of projects, right? That I don't have to switch projects every single day, but I can focus days at a time on one and then sprinkle in a couple of other ones as I go. So, whew, got an eyelash in my eye. Try to get that out. And so we'll just kind of jump in. The first one, I don't have a picture of the FFO, but I finished Cute Kitsune, and I'm going to continue blinking because the eyelash is there. So I finally got it done. It is so cute. It was with that DMC wool tapestry thread, and I turned it into a pillow. It was just a circular pillow with a little frill. I'll probably post a picture of it on Instagram once I actually get it. I gave it to the friend. Thankfully, she's at work, so I can always go into her office because that's where she has it and just take a quick picture so you guys can see it on Instagram. But it turned out so good. I was really happy that it essentially came out the way that I wanted to. So she was really happy with it. After that, I've just been working a lot on the Moon and Star sampler and Moon and Stars, and then a little bit on different things. So why don't we start with that one? It is a baby sampler by Counting Puddles. She made like two really cute ones. She did one with flowers and then this one with stars and moons. I love planetary shapes. I love moon, stars, all that stuff. So this is for my brother, and I thought this was great. This is my first Counting Puddles. I do have a lot of her patterns, so I was really happy to at least start something. So this is where I've gotten myself to. I'll pull it back. Kind of let you guys see. It is coming out so good! Alright, I'm gonna go to the side. So that is the baby's name. He is not born yet. He'll be born in a couple weeks. So I've got a couple more weeks. But I was so happy that the name turned out so good. It was aligned, straight. I didn't mess up. And now I have to work on a huge chunk of cloud below the banner. And then I gotta start putting those shooting stars up by the moon. This fabric, oh, I think it looks so good on the fabric. This is one of Primitive's Hair's like gold stained fabrics. It's a 30 count. It's linen. But yeah. I've been having fun with it. It was really nice where like I got to work on this on certain movies or shows that probably needed a little bit more paying attention to. I also brought it to work a couple of times because once I got the letters in and I got the edges of the banner, all that dark gray was one color and it was just fill, right? It was just fill in and I just got to fill it in. So that part was great. I'm hoping I can try to do the same thing with the bottom cloud, kind of put the outline and then just fill it in with white, because that's what it is. So yeah, I have a couple of weeks to work on this, and then it'll go to its new happy home. Well, then I have to figure a way to frame it. We'll see what that happens. I'll probably have to get the frame down in Florida, because that's where baby's gonna be. All right, so I worked on that. The second dedicated project was landscape, which is a kit that my mom got me last year, and it is, I'm gonna see if I can do a decent job. It's one of those where it has a really, really small picture of what it should be, so I'm gonna do my best to show that. So as best as I can get it, if it's gonna focus, it's gonna be that picture. And so I think it's gonna be cute. I really like the look. It looks like you're walking through Greece or Italy and looking at the ocean. Sorry for the trembling hand. But it is a stamped kit. I got to do a little bit of work on it, which was nice, because I hadn't worked on it since last January. Alright, so stamped kit. Doesn't look like I did much, but you can see that the hoop is right where I worked. And so really I worked mainly on the center here where the water is. And then I started to do some work up top, because I wanted to see what it would be like to start working block by block. I feel like this is a project that I'm starting to experiment with, like parking, or what method I feel is comfortable with some of this confetti stitching that's happening up on the trees. So I think it's going to be my time to think of, do I want to do it typewriter method? Do I want to do it cross-country method? I don't even know what the Royal Rose method or something like that. I'll have to figure that out. Diagonal. I don't know what my flow is. I feel like normally I lean towards picking a color and working as far as the thread goes. But I do feel that tediousness when it comes to the confetti. So I think that's where on that top part, like up here, this is where I'm going to really learn what technique I like. So I thought it was a good experiment. This is what the back is. So, these were the stitches I placed. And then that's the water that I got in. Oh yeah. I am not going to care. But that's where I started seeing, like, me wanting to follow the color that I am carrying. And I went, I want to know if there's another way that I can do this besides carrying my threads all over the place. So that was cool. Got to do a little bit on this. So those were the two dedicated ones. I haven't worked on the BAP. That's the Disney Princess silhouette. Haven't really felt like pulling that one out. Then I worked on the Fancy Lady, which is also the part of the category with Project Runway that I'm doing. And so I will show. My Fancy Lady was the Winter Mermaid in the Seasonal Mermaid Sale by Bella Filipina. This was back in like 2023, early 2024. I just need to finish that last mermaid. So, these are all four, or all three and some. So I worked on all of them. Autumn I did last year in the winter time, or last year in spring. So, I'm gonna make sure I can see this as well. Hopefully you guys are getting... Yeah, you guys are getting the tail. So I really mainly put that in, which is good progress. I think so far. I was actually able to input this page in Pattern Keeper, so I'm keeping track. I think I have like 460 stitches or so. So this one is hitting both, like I said, the Project Runway and the Fancy Lady. The idea is that I work on this on Fridays for Fancy Lady Friday. But for Project Runway, because it was eliminated in the last episode I saw, it needs 500 stitches. So I will work on it tonight as much as I feel like working on it. Definitely, I think I've only got like 40 or so stitches to hit the 500 mark. But I like to see how far I can go with it. Like, I would like to get the tail done, and then I can see if I want to work on it in February, or because I know that if I dedicate a lot of time to it, it'll take like 3, maybe 4 weeks to get done. So I want it done. I just want to do it. The more that I thought about it, because I was thinking of the words, since in the original pattern, the words for each season is present. The more I look at the picture, I would rather the words not be there. I like how the ladies look without being obvious about what season they're supposed to be. So I have a feeling I'm going to just leave that out. I think it'll look great no matter what. And I just need to get Winter Mermaid, finish the border, and then we'll be done. So that is Winter Mermaid. From there, I pulled out this project bag, and somehow it became a little bit of my work bag, because the moon and stars and landscape, I put that in my couch, which is my dedicated stitching spot during the night. And because I have everything out like a crazy person, I was like, well, I need something to take that I don't need to think too much on. So this bag became my work bag for the week. In this one are both Beauty and the Beast and Shake Senora. So I didn't get a lot, but I mean, I got some work on each of them, which was more of a surprise. I didn't think I would get to this bag, but it was the closest thing that I saw that felt pretty easy to work on. So I'm just, because I have hanging threads all the time. So this one's Shake Senora by Ornika. It is on a 32 count linen raven by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. This is all of it. This is a pattern that is dedicated to Beetlejuice. This is when Lydia is dancing up by the staircase. I mainly worked on the yellow up here on her side. Right, I just had, I think, a day that I pulled her out and working on that fill-in. And then I was like, where's the 310? Because I want to put in all the black that's on the bottom part of her skirt. Like, I just want to get this whole fill-in done. And then the rest of the pattern should be pretty easy. Like, it should go pretty quick. But that is it. And if this is your first time here, like watching my Flosstube, you will learn real fast that I love Halloween spooky types of stitching, and I will be stitching on those things throughout the year. I don't just dedicate it to the fall or to October. Alright, and then the next one that I've got is Beauty and the Beast by Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is the Mermaid and Sea Dragon. And this one was also one to complete for Project One Way. I needed to put in 550 stitches. This was one of the top 3 candidates. So I had to choose between this one and... was it this one and Landscape? I think this is this one and Landscape. But since I was already having to put stitches on Landscape, I made this one my dedicated 550. You would have thought the other one, but I really wanted to get work on this one. Okay, let me put this back in the bag. If it wants to. And I was really excited because I worked on a good chunk. This was the one I did at my Stitch and Sip on Wednesday at the LNS, at the Crafty Grimalkin. And I worked, I'm plugging and chugging on the Sea Dragon. But, so this is everything. And let me see if I can do it like this. So, I am plugging and chugging on that dragon. Right, he's just really big. And so each segment, I kind of work with each segment of, I think of from one black, like, how would I say? Like a fin, like one black fin to the next. I work by those chunks, and there are about 500 to 800 stitches in between. So I worked on one of those, and right where that blue is up there, that is connecting to his head. So yes, the head has a bit more, but I am almost up there. I'm so excited. Because then once I'm done with the head, then we get to work down. I couldn't believe it. I felt like I was just like, we're going to keep trucking, and oh my gosh, we're almost there. So whenever that happens, I start to get motivated, and then I just want to work on it, right? I just want to be like, no, I want to dedicate my time, get it done, but it's going to take more than just a couple days. So I was like, it's okay. We've got time. We'll just keep working on it. It will get done at some point. Don't have to rush. But yeah, that's what happens when I feel like I start to notice that I'm nearing a milestone or the end of, right, you think of the end of a page, the end of a part, then I start to get really excited and I just want to zone in and get it done. But I've got way too much work on this one I've got too much to do to be able to say that I'm going to get it done soon. So I had to slow myself down. All right, then the last one that I have to show, let me see, is Baroque Gardens by Chatelaine, because that was the Chatelaine dedicated to this month. So let me go grab that one. Give me a second. All right, we are back. So I got Baroque Gardens. It is the first and only Chatelaine that I have right now in this really cute bag. And I worked on this one at the last Zoom meeting. This was on Sunday with Queen City Stitch Retreat. I am working on the top part of the pattern. I'm still, this is going to take a bit. This is going to take years. But again, I was happy with the progress that I was doing. So this lovely project is on Freeze. I remember that. This is by Atomic Ranch. It is a beautiful greenish, bluish, pinkish fabric. Mainly green with some hints of pink and blue. I love it. It's going to be a blanket. And I'm working up on that top arch. So with the arch, I am trying to make sure that I have you guys seen all of it. Jeez. I was working till I connected the dark blue line up here. You guys seen it? Dark blue line with the blue. And then also working on the same thing but on the opposite side. Which is exciting because then from there I start to work to the edges of the project. And I think that'll go a little faster. I say that, who knows? I just want to make sure. I feel like I'm counting 3 times and stitching once because I don't want to, I don't want to mess up, right? I feel like if I mess something up here, it'll be a lot to remove. I don't want to do a lot of frogging on this project. So I'm being extra careful. But this is it. And so trying my best to dedicate Wednesdays to the Chatelaine. This week has been a little iffy. I mean, the last couple of weeks I'm glad I've been able to get these whips, right? To get to work on these projects at least. But I don't know if it's because it's now like the dead of winter or if it's just like work being tough or me just thinking about Florida in a couple weeks. But I've had my days here where I just didn't want to do some stitching. And I think about it, I'm like, I really want to stitch, but I don't want to put the effort. So I've been doing a little bit more like relaxing, still getting stitches maybe every other day. So the fact that I was able to put stitches into all these has made me happy. Those were all my whips. I haven't started anything. It's only like the 16th. So we've got plenty of time to figure out what I'm going to start. I know I want to start. I'm slowly feeling the itch of it, but I'm trying to be mindful too of trying to start things that I can get done or be okay with working on them for long term. And then I think about it and I'm like, I am not okay with working with some things long term yet. So that's kind of paused me from starting some big projects, but we'll see how long that lasts. For Project Runway, if this is the first time you guys have been hearing about it, I am kind of doing a similar thing as Jessie Marie Does Stuff, where she makes a game out of cross-stitch projects with... Hers is the British Bake Off, so kind of with the competitive show. I don't watch that show, but I love like America's Next Top Model or Project Runway, kind of things like that. So I picked season 21 from Hulu, because that's the one that was present there. And I just assigned the 12 competitors a different cross-stitch project, and I've been assigning a number of stitches per project through the show. So this last episode was episode 4, and the winner was You Got This. So that one gets, it's supposed to be a daily 100. Really, it's just 700 stitches, because I cannot stitch on the same project for 7 days in a row, or be expected to do 100 stitches per day. When I feel like those rules happen, then I start to want to defy those rules. So I just know I have to put 700 at some point. Then the person that got eliminated was Winter Mermaid. So I gotta put in those 500 stitches, so that'll be tonight. Beauty and the Beast, I already got those. I think I got definitely over 550, and I put those in already. Yep, so they got theirs. And then the last one for the bottom 3, that one is either Parkington Sampler or Vampirum Sal. Again, I don't want to start anything, so it's going to be Vampirum Sal. So I need to put 275 stitches in that one. So who knows? I think tonight may be where I will put the rest of the stitches in for Winter Mermaid, and then I will put in the rest of the stitches for Vampirum Sal. So that way I can meet those goals. And tomorrow I may feel like getting You Got This started, because that would be a start as well. So after that, I didn't have any haul. Not yet. It's still young. And then the new thing that I want to do, because you guys have heard, if you saw my Whip Parade that also talked about the future 2026 plans, or that was in my previous video, one of those two, I talked about trying to make this a low buy year, and that the only things I would buy if I really, really wanted to would be either Mirabilia's, Bella Filipinas, or any fancy ladies, like dedicated fancy ladies, because that's stuff I love, especially when it was Mirabilia and Bella Filipina. But you guys have heard all the drama llama with Drin in Bella Filipina designs. I was one of those people that started the Sal. I did not get far. Thank goodness. I only did the chest, the treasure chest, and the top body of the first mermaid, the one that was below. Like, barely. I got her face and her arm. I didn't get like her hair and everything done. And then I just didn't keep up. Like, I couldn't keep up that much. And then I saw that final one back then. If you were following me and you saw it in last year's video, I talked about it. I did not like the way that rock turned out. The fact that it was so sparse and open. So that really made me put that project in timeout. And then when he pulled the latest design of it out and the way that it looks, objectively, it is a beautiful piece. Like, that one, the rock is filled in more. It is bedazzled. The ladies look good. They look more jeweled. It is a beautiful piece. Granted, he did a lot of people dirty. Like, immediately when I saw that, I felt so bad for the designers, or not the designers, the stitchers that completed it and did their best to just feel as good about it as they can, even though they knew that the rock was not filled in. I feel so bad for them. And so that kind of made me feel like, it just made me feel really sad that I get it a little bit of that's his company. And as an owner of a company in a business, you can do whatever you want, regardless of your clients, right? If you want to do something that is going to upset your clients, you can do that. If you want to appease your clients, it can go either way. It's yours. It's your company. But yeah, it just made me feel so bad of how so many stitchers felt like they had their hearts broken. It was just crazy. So I I can be fickle, as any human. And when he did send that email out to the people that got the previous design with that 60% off ticket, I said, you know what? I didn't even get that far. I still think it's beautiful objectively. Since I have it as a project, I'm going to get it. So instead of paying the $40, it was $16, right? It's still with the 45, whatever you do the math, it's like 56, 60 bucks in general for that pattern. Because I was like, well, you know what? I want to try and finish something that I started. He made it look better. I like that finished product. I want to work on that one. But I am very, very hesitant of, well, one, definitely not doing his sals if it's going to be like this. Just not even going to touch it. And I'm going to be very hesitant about even wanting to buy any of his future patterns. I have some, I showed some last time of the ones that I got at an LNS in Augusta. What I've got, I still want to stitch because I have them, might as well. But any future ones, I'm going to be thinking like not even thinking twice, like 3-4 times, because I love Nora Corbett. I think she's great. She's got so many patterns that I want to do anyway. There's a lot of designers out there that do fancy ladies that I've discovered, and I would rather do that stuff. I don't... Why am I going to support someone who like did their clients dirty? It just made me feel icky. So I will try not to be like, right, not to say that I'm going to potentially buy Bellafina. It's either Mirabilia or other fancy lady designers. So because of that, I did buy this Art Nouveau specialty box that is between Joan Elliott and Pole Stitches. And I have never heard of Pole Stitches, but when I saw Joan Elliott put out, I'll try to put the pictures here, put out what she did, I love Art Nouveau, and when I saw this, I said, oh my gosh, it's a fancy lady. And then I saw the design that Pole Stitches did, which I had never heard of them, and it was a beautiful lady. And I said, do they do more? Yes, they do more. I didn't buy their designs, but I made a list of the ones that I would love. I know I can buy them whenever, but I just really wanted that Art Nouveau box. So I got it. And I think the box is going to come with those 2 patterns and with a fabric. I don't know if it comes with anything else, but I'm really excited for it. And I can't wait to show you guys when it comes in. It said that it shipped, so maybe in a couple weeks. We'll see. But I thought that it'd be cool during this time to tell you of the patterns that I am seeing people come out with that I would really like to buy, but I'm holding off on. And granted, I may never be able to get access to them, especially the 2 that I just saw because they're Patreon. They are from Patreon, and and I don't know if they are going to like put them out on their formal shop, or if they're going to wait a year until it becomes public, or if they'll never put them out from Patreon. I don't know, but I will show you guys the different patterns that I think are things I would want to buy this year if I allowed myself to. But again, I'm keeping it where it is just going to be, give me a second, where it is just going to be the fancy ladies. So the few that I saw, one of them was Bad Stitched. She did a ghost bat sampler. So cute. They're these essentially ghost bats. They're from Costa Rica, and they're with fruit, and they look so adorable. I just went, oh my gosh, I would love this. They're so adorable. But again, holding off. Super cute. It's on her Patreon, so you would have to get it on her Patreon, I think, until February. You have access. And then the other one that I thought was adorable was Spring Chicken by Artsy Housewife. And I saw it, and it is like a beautiful hen. Like, the hen is so adorable. And it's a simpler border that she put around it, not like her really big chunky borders. So I said, oh my gosh, if she ever came out with this as a small pattern public next year or whenever, I would totally stitch that. So those were the 2 that I saw. So those were my, like, would totally have bought immediately if I saw those. So I'm hoping that, like, that's okay, that you guys are going to be able to see those things. If you feel like you want to go and discover these new designers, potentially buy it. I'm not getting anything for it, but we're just here to enable each other, aren't we? All right. I think that's it. My goal is to continue working on Moonstars for sure. Work a little bit on landscape. Get my goals for Winter Mermaid. Get my goals for Vampirum Sal. Start You Got This. I would love by the next time that I come on here in a couple weeks to go over what the new projects are for Project Runway. So, I hope you guys are staying warm. Tomorrow I am going to a work party, which is actually pretty cool. We're calling it a wintertime party. My dad was being funny from Florida. He goes, so if it's winter party, are you guys gonna be outside or inside? Like, likely inside. He goes, well, technically it's not a winter party if you're not outside. So I feel like I'll just do a spoof picture to show him that some of us are outside, but it's really cold here and I want to stay warm. Alright guys, hope you have a good night and a good weekend.